All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, November 25th, and we have just 3 NBA games to dive into in today's video like we always do. I'm going to dive into each and every one of these games, so all 3 of them. I'll give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, make sure to keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That's where you'll find all of my final plays, so I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, it's absolutely free down in the pinned comment. In terms of how we did yesterday, a nice little 3-in-1 night. Let's drop cha-ching on the soundboard there. Mavs Heat under 243.5, that comes through. We had the same game parlay with Jalen Duren and the Pistons, that comes through. And then Moses Moody, we had him over 12.5 points, he put up 15. The only loser there was Matas Buzelis, and honestly, it wasn't that bad of a look. I mean, it was an L no matter how you cut it up, right? He finished with 10 points. We had him over 12.5, so not trying to make an excuse, but he did get to 10 fairly early and then just like hit the brakes and came to a screeching halt. So unfortunately, we do have that loss there, but you know what, guys? All 4 of them were full unit plays. We go 3-1. How about one more cha-ching from the soundboard? And we keep the vibes very, very high because we had 2 ride of the days yesterday and we had 2 wins in the ride of the day category. We had Fire Fist Justin with the Mavs team total under 116.5. That one comes through. And then my man Jay Fizz coming through with an Anthony Edwards over 1.5 steals. The Timberwolves collapsed and blew it, but Anthony Edwards had himself a night. Both of these ones come through. If you're looking at this like, what the heck is the ride of the day? That looks interesting. It's really simple. All you have to do is use that hashtag ride of the day down in the comments along with your favorite play. I jump on board with one person's play each and every day. We've been doing a little bit more than one each and every day, just to kind of include more of you guys and building this damn community. But you know, like yesterday, we had 2 plays, right? So I jump on board with 1+ person's play per day. We give you a shout out in the next video, win or loss. If you do win, you know, we continue to roll and ride with your plays, and you can even see here we have the tracker up and running for the NBA season. You can also go to that same link and find the MLB ride of the day tracker from the MLB season. But if you win, we continue to roll and ride with your plays. If you do lose, you still get the shout out, but unfortunately we're talking about a loss, and I don't think anybody wants that. So looking forward to seeing what Fire and Jay throw our way today. That, in a weird way, really rhymed. But, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into today's slate, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We got game number 1, and it is the Washington Wizards taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Now, obviously, the Wizards are maybe not even arguably the worst team in the league. They're 1-15. They still have yet to win a home game. They're 0-6 at home. And it looks like Keyshawn George is going to be questionable in this one. Marvin Bagley's questionable as well. On the other side of things, Luke Kennard and then Trae Young is still out. This Atlanta team has been playing really good basketball. They're 7-3 in their last 10. I don't want to sit here and say that they've beat really good teams. I mean, the 3 best teams, in my opinion, that they've played in their last 10 games are the losers. It would be San Antonio, Detroit, and Toronto. They've beat up on teams like Charlotte, New Orleans, Utah, Sacramento, right? Even the Clippers. So that's worth noting. But at the same time, are we not going to lump Washington into the bad team category? I just got finished saying they are maybe the worst team in the entire league, right? There's a handful of them this year, and they're definitely in that handful. So I don't necessarily mind the idea of someone liking Atlanta from a, you know, winning this game, blowing them out perspective. The only caution I would throw out there is that this is a big number, and Atlanta hasn't necessarily been the best against the number team either this year or when they have some of these big numbers. So they're just 9-9 against the number so far this year. They're 8-3 in terms of just straight up on the road, so obviously that is very good. But if you were to give them a -10.5 spread, they would have only covered that in 28% of their games so far this year. Obviously, that's a big number regardless, but I just want to throw it out there, right? You give Washington the 10.5 plus 10.5, they've covered in 31%, so pick your poison with this one. I'm going to lean Atlanta just because they are the far superior team, but it definitely, you know, I'm a little hesitant to actually roll with that, especially with a 3-game slate. I don't want to force anything. In terms of a total, we're sitting at 236.5 right now. I think Atlanta can score, but their defense is real. You know what I mean? For the last couple of years, we haven't really given Atlanta any thought defensively, and it makes sense. They haven't been the best defensive team. They're one of the better teams defensively in the league so far this year. I would say top 3rd in the league when it comes to points allowed, top 3rd in the league when it comes to defensive efficiency, and then specifically, you know, on the perimeter, they've been phenomenal. So I do think Washington could struggle today. I'm going to say team total over is how we'd play this for the Atlanta Hawks. they might run and up the tempo, which is why I'm not really looking at a Washington team total under, because if Atlanta plays with a crazy pace, even if they play good defense, Washington may get some extra possessions. Now, a player prop that I like here, and I want to make sure we get the best number. This thing has been bouncing between 21.5, 22.5. I've even seen some 23.5s out there, but Jalen Johnson obviously is this team right now. If we can snag this at, 22.5, I think that's where I'm taking a peek at in terms of his over for his points. He has done that in, I want to say it's 6 of his last 7 games. During that stretch, he's absolutely been crushing it. He's hit it in 7 of 11 games on the road this season. The dude has been just doing really, really well. Over that 7-game stretch, like I mentioned, he's averaging over 25 points. And he likes to run in transition. I just mentioned how this game could get going transition-wise, right? He also gets the line a lot. Well, guess what? Washington fouls the 2nd highest rate in the entire league. So I think this is a good spot for Jalen Johnson to do some damage, which as long as this doesn't turn into a blowout, he should get his run. And the amount of shots he's been taking, you know what I mean? Like 20 shots per game, 15, 20, getting to 22 points, 23 points should be in the cards. We'll see. All right, next up, we have the Sixers taking on the Magic. I think this is going to be a good game here. We do have some questionabilities in terms of injuries on the Sixers side of things. Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid all out. Oubre, Edgecombe, and Bona are all, Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid are all questionable. Very, very important to make the distinguish here. The other 3 names, Bona, Edgecombe, and Oubre, are all out, okay? Let's not steer you guys awry there. On the other side of things, Mo Wagner still out, and then Paolo Banchero still out for Orlando. There's a few things that I want to look at here in this spot, because I do think both of these teams have a path to scoring, but there's one that I think might be a little bit more clean and obvious as long as injuries kind of work out in our favor here. So you can see here, isolation. Looks like Philadelphia should have a decent enough time isolating and scoring. They are running it at a 4th highest frequency, and Orlando not that good at stopping it now. Not necessarily the best team offensively from the isolation standpoint, but one of the worst teams in terms of isolation stopping. Orlando down here is going to run a ton of pick and roll. Same exact thing. It's not like they're the best at scoring out of that, but Philadelphia really, really bad at stopping it. So those two may cancel each other out. The thing that I end up looking at here is the battle of, okay, well, Philadelphia likes to score in the paint. 5th highest rated team in terms of paint frequency, so how much they shoot in the paint. And this is a Magic squad that is bottom 10 in the league, whether it's home or away, and just this year overall at preventing points in the paint. So that ends up being the thing that I kind of focus on and pull away from this one, that Philadelphia should be able to get into the paint and should be able to score. So I do lean Philly plus the points here, but this is a narrow one. I mean, it could flip over, right? If the Magic were at home and they were 1.5 point dogs, I very well could be looking at them plus the 1.5 points. This is a very thin margin in terms of what we have this game at. I have it at 115 to 114, so slightly over as well. And like I mentioned, there are paths to both of these teams scoring. And, if Orlando is going to get the ball and be able to score, it could also come on the perimeter, which maybe they'll hit some threes. And like I always tell you guys, count them by 2s versus count them by 3s. One of those leads to an over a little bit more, right? If you're making your shots. So I don't mind the over, but again, I only have it at an over by 1.5 points compared to what the line is. So very, very thin margin. This whole game is, might as well call it the thin margin bowl, because I could see it going multiple ways. But hey, just being transparent. A player prop that I like, and I think he fits the mold here for what we could see, is Desmond Bane. Now, his line is up there at 20.5. If you can snag a 19.5 or something, I really don't mind it. When they played earlier this year, he had 24 against this squad in 34 minutes. He went 2 of 7 from 3. He shot the ball 17 times. Now, no Paolo Banchero. We have to imagine this dude's probably going to shoot a few more times, right? So I do like the spot for him. Reason being, I had mentioned kind of, where I think that this is going to be the easy spot for the Magic to score in the pick and roll. He scores more than 1/5 of his points, 21% of his points in the pick and roll as the ball handler. And then guess what? If they do kind of up the tempo and stuff like that, he thrives in transition. And this is a Philadelphia team with a faster pace than the Magic. Maybe Desmond Bane will be right at home here. So I don't mind him at all. Now, guys, before we do move on with the rest of the slate, so one more game, spoiler alert, we have a couple things to talk about. First and foremost, Chalkboard has a free pick for tonight. Luka Doncic, just 0.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He gets 1 point, it cashes. 1 rebound, it cashes. 1 assist, it cashes. You're also going to get your first deposit doubled right away. You put in $100, they'll give you a free $100. Boom. you got 200 bucks in your account. You put in 50, they'll double. You got 100 bucks in your account. You can do the math as well. Check it out, guys. Link will be down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Make sure to use code GUYBOSTON when signing up as well. Chalkboard has been doing a ton of deals and discounts and promos, and I'm sure they're doing a bunch for Turkey Day as well. So no better time to sign up than right now. Go ahead and check it out. Again, that link will be down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. I also wanted to let you know that this is the Guy Boston NBA dashboard. GuyBostonSports.com. Head to the members area and sign up. Only a few days left of the deal that we are rocking with right now. Guys, if you sign up for the all sports dashboard, so you head over to the sign up, right, and we'll open this in a new tab, and you can see that there is multiple levels. All sports, NBA, and NFL dashboard. You sign up for this one right here using code EV5, EV5, just 3 characters, EV5. You get your first month for $4.99, less than $5. I mention that now because this expires when November is over, okay? We're not running this after that, so go ahead and take advantage of it, guys. GuyBostonSports.com. Head to the members area. You can sign up. Use code EV5, just 3 characters. You get your first month for $4.99. And the last thing I wanted to mention, guys, busy times around here at the Guy Boston world, but we have our Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale going live tomorrow. Yes, we are launching it early this year. It's our biggest deal we've ever done. Up to 50% off site-wide. The deepest discounts are in the hat category. If you do want to pick up the Just Bet It structured snapback, a ton of cool stuff there. I have the They Don't Boo Nobody's hoodie on right now. It's a lightweight hoodie. It's got a back design too. Really cool stuff, guys. FadeMe.store. This starts tomorrow, the 26th, runs all the way through December the 2nd. That is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Go check it out over on FadeMe.store. Let's get back into the game. All right. Lakers taking on the Clippers here. Lakers 5.5 point favorites at home. Total sitting at 228.5. I've seen a couple 229.5s out there, so obviously that is worth noting. In terms of injuries, who's in, who's out, very important in this game, right? Kawhi Leonard is back. Obviously, LeBron is as well. Bogdanovich now out for the Clippers, and DeAndre Ayton out for the Lakers. This Lakers team has been rocking and rolling. I mean, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're 12-4 on the season, 4-2 at home. But this Clippers squad just 2-7 on the road, and just straight up, they're against the number, they're 5-12 this year. The Lakers are clearly the better team, and the way they're playing with Luka and almost like LeBron playing. Not second fiddle, but yeah, I guess second fiddle to him and working off of Luka is what we've needed to see from the Lakers if you're a Lakers fan. I'm a Celtics fan, so maybe it's not what I needed to see. I think that even though Kawhi's back and this is somewhat of a healthier Clippers squad, the Lakers still kind of dominate them here in this spot, especially when you look at it from a perspective of who is the better offense. The Lakers. Who's the better defense, especially from an efficiency standpoint? The Lakers. The only nugget that I would throw your way is that this Lakers team likes to score in the paint. They do. The Clippers, if you want to pull anything good defensively out of them, it's that they do like to defend the paint, and they do it pretty well, right? A top 5-ish team in terms of defending the paint. You can see here, that's where the Lakers score from. So that does worry me a little bit. But you have guys like Reeves and Luka Doncic who can capitalize from above the break and just the three-point line, right? And check it out. The Clippers allowing 38.5, almost 40% to their opponents from above the break. So though the Lakers do prioritize scoring in the paint, they have guys that can beat you outside, and I wouldn't want to be the Clippers today in terms of guarding Luka or guarding Austin Reeves. So I lean Lakers minus 5.5 in this spot. I almost started breaking down the game and looking at it, trying to get to the Clippers because Kawhi's back and blah, blah, blah. But this Lakers team is playing really, if you have not watched the Lakers play lately, they're playing some really good basketball. In terms of the total, it's at 228.5. I think this one can get to 229. I think the Lakers probably drive both, I would say, the tempo as well as the scoring. So if you want to pivot to a Lakers team total over, I am fine with that. The only concern I have with an over or a Lakers team total over is what we just mentioned. It is a minor concern that if the Lakers do try to fit the square peg into a round hole, aka scoring in the paint today, maybe they don't score as many points. But well-coached, veteran-led team, I would assume they'd say, hey guys, that might not be working, especially with DeAndre Ayton out, right? Let's try and pivot to the mid-range and the three-point line, and I think they start to pull away there and score some points. So feel pretty confident in that. In terms of a player prop, it would be the two aforementioned names there, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves. Now, obviously, we have some really high lines for them. Reeves' line is at 22.5. He's hit this though in 10 of 13 games so far this season. And he hasn't not hit it in a home game. 26, 25, 41, 26, and 26. Now, I don't know if LeBron played in any of those home games. Did he? I want to say one of those, maybe the one against the Jazz, 26-point game. So, sure. I mean, Austin Reeves looks like he's a good spot. That is a very high number. He hasn't been hitting his threes. He's almost like in his last 5 games, he only had 1 game, which hit 3 or more threes. But you're getting a decent price for it right now, and I think that this is a good spot for him. So if you're afraid of that, high number in terms of points, I don't hate him to hit 3 threes, even though he hasn't been trending in that direction. I had mentioned Luka, also a guy that we could definitely consider. 32.5 is where his line is. I think that they're going to put a lot of pressure on Luka, so I don't mind pivoting to his assists or his threes as well. He could have 30 points, have a miraculous game, and still fall short of his over. That's kind of crazy. So I would look at his threes and or his assists in this one before I kind of get going with the 32.5 points. But guys, going to wrap it up for today's show. Yes, a fairly quick one. I feel exhausted after giving you all the promos that we have, but we have a ton of stuff coming out over the next few days here. Ton of NFL content for obviously Thanksgiving stuff. It's going to be really, really fun here on the channel. Make sure to check out all those links down in the description. And yeah, without further ado, we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.